Hi and welcome back to Classic MGB. Now, it's difficult to imagine how we'd survive without the internet now, isn't it? For a start, you wouldn't be able to watch this video. Currently, there are over 1 billion websites comprising 50 billion web pages. This means that usually you can just Google a question and instantly you get a whole range of answers. However, there's so much information, and let's be honest, misinformation on the web, it's sometimes quite difficult to separate the wheat from the chaff. Like everyone, we use the internet extensively, so we thought it'd be useful for us to share some of our favourite sites. As always, with all our selections, they are subjective, and so it's more than likely that you'll have some favourites of your own, so let us know in the comments and we can do a follow-up video with some of our viewers' favourites. So sit back, get your mouse ready, and take a look at 10 of our favourite MGB-related websites in no particular order. We reckon that anyone that owns an MGB will have bought a spare part or accessory at one time or another. And we're really lucky that in the classics world, the MGB has probably the best spares availability. And there's various sites that offer almost everything you could ever need. One of our favourite sites for parts is MGOC Spares. The website is clear and concise and provides accurate information on each product as well as current stock levels. One big advantage though is that they're not just internet box shifters. They offer comprehensive advice from people that really understand our cars. They're also very proactive in getting parts manufactured and hold large stock, so the chances are you'll be able to get whatever you want. Oh, and their prices are pretty competitive too. One great thing about the MG world is the community aspect of ownership. The MG Car Club has a register for each model, and probably the most popular is the MGB register. The site is a goldmine of information for MGB fanatics, ranging from news, short stories, photos, and a huge library of technical tips. They produce a regular newsletter and organise loads of events and get-togethers. There's even a dedicated shop selling MGB registered clothing and other regalia. Definitely this site should be in your favourites list. The MG Experience is a peer-to-peer forum-based site that offers advice to members from other members. For those of you that aren't familiar with this type of site, they're really the forerunner of the Facebook group. Now, whilst Facebook groups are a fantastic resource and we'll be featuring some of our favourites soon, that platform is managed by a company, whilst forums tend to be managed by members themselves. So we come to the MG Experience site. It covers all MGs, but will only focus on the MGB part. The range of topics covered is enormous, as they're based on what members have actually asked. Casual Browse brings up topics ranging from starting problems to cars for sale, as well as views of various products. The site's based in the US, and naturally the content is fairly US focused with prices in US dollars, but the information is still very useful to MGB owners in other markets. The MGB V8 may well not have happened if it wasn't for the subject of our next site, Ken Costello. The site mgcostello.com tells the story of how Ken shoehorned a V8 into the MGB and thereby created what to many is the most desirable MGB. In fact, his idea proved so popular that the factory decided to produce a V8 of its own and, as legend has it, simultaneously cut off the supply of V8 engines to Ken. Anyhow, the site provides loads of details on the cars, including transcripts of interviews with the great man himself, as well as a comprehensive list of articles and a forum to allow members to interact. There's also a section on the cars themselves and their current owners. Really interesting, especially to V8 owners. It's well known that there are two big clubs for MG owners based in the UK, the MG Car Club and the MG Owners Club. The Owners Club is slightly different to the MG Car Club in that it's a private business rather than a members club, but this does have some advantages, and both champion the MGB owners' cause. The MG Owners website is powerful and has several related sites like the MGOC Spares site mentioned earlier. The main site features a comprehensive history of each model, including of course the MGB, as well as details of events and motorsport championships organised by the club. To get the most from this site, you do need to be a member, as the password-protected members area contains electronic versions of the club's magazine, Enjoying MG, discount vouchers for a range of suppliers like Halfords, and a vast technical archive for each model, with over 100 detailed technical MGB-related articles. There's also related sites for the on-site workshop and the online regalia shop, selling a huge range of clothing and other accessories. We've featured the Classic Vehicle Print site on the channel before, but if you're after a great technical drawing of your MGB, this is the site for you. At the time of producing this video, there's over 80 MGB prints available, so it's more than likely you'll be able to find yours. If not, get in touch with them and they may be able to get one made for you. Prints are pretty competitively priced too and can be shipped anywhere in the world. If you're enjoying this video, we'd really appreciate a like, and it would be great if you could share it with anyone that might be interested. Of course, if you fancy subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell to be notified when we upload new videos, then so much the better. So back to the websites. Our next site has a rather strange name. It's not a .com or a .co.uk, it's MGB.tips. It's not the easiest site to navigate, but perseverance is worth it. Let's dig a little deeper and you'll find loads of great MGB information on a wide range of subjects, from modifying an old radio to use Bluetooth to instructions on adjusting your car's timing. That said, this site actually provides links to lots of other content rather than delivering the content itself, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, as it brings together lots of links in an easily readable format. Skillshack is an instructional video-based site that is run by the team at Practical Classics. Practical Classics is one of the best-known non-brand specific magazines in the UK, and is also one of the most respected, as the majority of writers actually own, repair and maintain their own classic cars. The site has loads of videos presented by editor Danny Hopkins and other classic car gurus, including former wheeler dealer Ed China. The majority of the videos are non-car specific, so topics like classic car electrics, workshop safety, painting and steering are all covered. In addition, there's also a detailed series of videos on how to carry out a service on an MGB. Some of the videos are free and some require a quarterly or annual subscription. The quarterly subscription is around 15 quid, so it's probably worth subscribing just to have a look. MGB Hive is another parts site. The larger parts suppliers like MGOC Spares, Moss and Rimmer naturally focus on new parts. Sometimes some of these, often Chinese made, aren't quite as good as original equipment. Of course, the supply of original equipment parts is scarce and many owners use eBay, but a good alternative for both new and used parts is the cutely named MGB Hive. Often the MGB Hive has both original and pattern parts available. For example, I've had some fun with the indicator high beam column stalk on my car, and I'm on my third Chinese-made unit. I noticed that both Chinese and Lucas versions are available on the MGB Hive site. There's also a section on second-hand bits, which could be just the place to find that hard-to-find part. The site isn't quite as easy to use as some other parts sites, but it is worth doing as their prices are pretty competitive, and often you'll find parts that just aren't available elsewhere. So we come to our final choice. Now, there can't be many people in the MGB world that haven't heard of the legend that is John Twist. He started repairing MGs in 1975 and 42 years later transitioned to his site universitymotors.online to continue to offer advice on all things MG. According to the site, John celebrated 50 years as an MG mechanic, so there's probably nothing he hasn't seen when it comes to MGBs. The site is a goldmine of information, with articles and links to a huge number of YouTube hosted videos. John tackles common MGB problems, workshop safety, as well as seemingly simple jobs that turn out to be less so. For me, this was the easy or not so easy task of removing the steering wheel. If you're thinking of doing anything on your MGB, this site is a must. So that's it. 10 great MGB sites, but we're sure there's loads of other sites we haven't seen, particularly outside the UK. So please let us know your favourites in the comments or via email at hello@classicmgb.com so we can share them with our viewers in a future video. As always, thanks for watching and take care.